My name is Rhapsody, and welcome back to Multistrike. Oh, it's the same guy. It's the same morsels in the same GD code. That's Primordium right there. Awoken is our secondary clan as well. We've got Allied Construct already. Ooh. You're a pretty good unit to feed the Primordium to. 2 copies of Mind Collapse in base deck, 2 copies of Restoration Detonation as well. So we're probably going to run a Awoken frontline as well as a Umbra frontline, at the absolute least. Especially because we've also got the base Restores in the deck, rather than the Root Seeds, so Rejuvenate frontliners, you know, the Hollows. Much more common, much more likely to be used in this run. Chosen of Dominion, Seraph applies Corruption. Problem with this one is just defending against the stacking Corruption, right? With Morsels, we should be able to do a little bit of chump blocking. Gonna have to have a quick unit doing most of my damage, though, so that the Morsels can get hit by Seraph rather than just getting killed by the enemy. Righto, let's go. Show me the artifact. A Vine Grasp every turn, or Blights and Scourges cost 0. Blights and Scourges cost 0 is a little more appealing in a world where I know I can just go to... Ooh, Merchant of Trinkets, Forgotten Boons, and Celestial Alcove, all on the same side. Merchant of Steels with your Woken Banner in the opening, there's Merchant of Steel, Woken Banner following as well. I might be able to path myself towards as many events as possible, and then just try and pick up all of the things that would otherwise give me blights that would be really annoying, and just play them despite. I think I still do want to go with adding status effects. I want to find a way to really abuse that here. Although, oh god. Aggressive Edible adds 15 damage to the multi-striking Alloyed Construct every time it gets eaten. Oh, I can't turn that down. I can't turn that down? What am I, gonna turn that down? No! Mind Muddler. Draws 1 less each turn. Now, I gotta make sure that the Alloyed Construct gets good and fed. Oh, hang on. No, I do not. The Alloyed Construct, thanks to the most recent update, comes in deployed with 2 fuel. So I actually do not need to place you there. Although I also don't need to restart the battle to do that. Get him. Ooh, Plinkum? Plinkum? There we go. That's what I meant. I can blink for a hell of a lot of morsels. With a bit more Divine Shield with the bottom line, thank you. And now I can even propagate some... Oh, no, I can't propagate the Revenge Board. I didn't go for the Superfood line. Oh, also, I didn't even mention it, but I got the Pyre of Entropy, which is a really good reason to have the Sinner's Salve. And you know what? I totally wasn't even thinking about that at the time. I really should have mentioned, I've got the Pyre of Entropy. I'm going to be getting a Vengeful Shard after each battle. And the Blights and Scourges are really good here. Oh, that would have been a really good consideration to make. Wish I had. Very lucky in retrospect that I chose the correct one. Ooh, Cannibalize. Sacrifice a unit, add 3 uncommon or rare morsel units to your hand. Of course, there is a packed morsels there. Also not a bad choice. I'm actually leaning towards packed morsels. I'm less likely to have in this clan combination cards that I'm happy to kill. Like, if I had things, like, if I was Melting Remnant, easy choice, Cannibalize. But I can basically get all of those benefits out of the packed morsels if I do it correctly. Maybe get a Vine Grasp in the deck, just a single enemy dislocation and advance. I mean, could be a friendly unit dislocation as well. Potion of Steel, quick, large stone. Okay, that's stuff. That is stuff. That is who would wield that stuff. So quick would go on the Shattered Shell here, giving a quick sweep, slay, gain +3 damage. It doesn't need large stone. It's an Umbra banner in front of the Merchant of Magic. Do I want to commit to going Awoken banner afterwards as well, looking for my holo? Because I really need a frontliner to save this Shattered Shell. Because right now it's just going to be a Shield Steward, and that's fine for a moment, but like, long term, no. Long term, no. Not fine. Roll one out of there. I guess there's an argument maybe that large stone should have gone on the alloyed constructs. I think I can find better upgrades for the alloyed construct, if I'm honest. And I also think the power of that Shattered Shell will keep us ahead of curve for a while. So I'm not as worried as I otherwise might be. Yeah, that's incredible. Just literally get them all. Most important to add to the health of the second liner at the moment. And hell yeah, let's start getting some regen on the Shield Steward. I guess I can do some damage to the Sloven Knight. Wait, hang on. Does that actually take damage off the Sloven Knight? No, it doesn't. Yes, because the hit from the Shattered Shell occurs on all of them at the same time because of the sweep. All good. I'm happy to do absolutely all of the same things. I just wanted to know that. Although maybe I should have done damage shield on that second floor. Alas. Gotta get that Spear Steward down. This Mind Collapse will be... I mean, it's not even good for me to use it to kill a unit. I'm better off not. There goes that Calcified Ember. I could have left it in the deck to try and draw an additional card each turn for a while, but, like... I'm gonna get one after this battle, so after this battle it would be irrelevant, but then it's relevant again the battle after. No. Not unless I'm extremely desperate do I think I really want to make those reasonings. Yeah, sadly we're losing the Shattered Shell to spikes on that bottom line. 3 fuel, though, is a little concerning. I think maybe I want to throw Plinks on the bottom line until I get some morsels. Dang, missed. That's one more morsel for the alloyed construct on the second line, though. Here's hoping it's enough. Yeah. Ooh, looks like it's still only just, though. Get him. Try mitosis. 3 copies of a friendly morsel unit. I mean, I need to make my morsel unit more consistent, my morsel generation more consistent, but that's just so much value. Didn't they change you? Maybe it's Descending Retreat they changed. So this was changed now to be a better trigger for Rejuvenate, obviously healing twice. But I thought they also lowered your cost back to 1 and then changed you to 10 health twice. I guess not. sworn that happened. I think Steel Enhance is an incredible choice here in a world where I have Primordium already. Pass forward 4 more stats. Merchant of Arms is also really, really good in a world where I have Primordium because you can literally just put it in your opening hand, put a piece of equipment on it, and you're passing forward the damage. Not necessarily the effect, obviously, but the damage every single turn. I don't need another Umbra unit frontliner either, so let's do it. Merchant of Arms. Yo! Do we do that? Stasis Crystal. Give 20/20 each turn to the Primordium, so I only have to freeze it for like 2 turns. Friendly units have plus 20 max health, gain 10 health on a resolve. That's not going to be bad for defending the bottom line. I'll take that. Swift Steel Dagger, totally appropriate equipment for me to just throw on the Alloyed Construct. I'll take that too. I'll also take the Stasis. I'm just trying to look over my mic here to see the upgrades. A equipment or room to be drawn in the opening phase. Get the Stasis Crystal deployable. Let's do it. Whoa! Oh, hang on. Grafts, gain a random graft unit. I'm almost never going to be taking this option here, ever. Graft a random equipment onto a unit. Pretty good. Graft an equipment from your deck onto a unit. Now, I really want that to be incredible, but I don't think I want to graft the Stasis onto anyone because I want it to go on Primordium, and Primordium obviously can't be grafted onto. Shadow Shell, you already have Quick, so you don't need the Swift Steel. Swift Steel, I could put that on the Alloyed Construct, but that's not huge. I almost feel like I want to get a random equipment grafted onto Shattered Shell, and then get really, really frustrated when it turns out that random equipment becomes Cursed Twin Blade, and it takes away all the damage again. And then I'll find my way out of it. But, like, look, I'm just telling you what's going to happen when I click the buttons. Actually, that's insane. That's absurd. Shattered Shell gets Everlasting Light. 1 Ember equipment, 3 damage on strike, which this unit does to every enemy every turn because it has Sweep and Quick. Apply Valor 2 to friendly units. So, raising your own damage by 2 because you'll be in the back line, but also the frontliner gets 2 armor every single turn for every unit you've hit. That could not have gone better. Hell, I'm not gonna play Alloyed Construct until I have Primordium coming out of its Stasis Crystal. Just let the bottom line go. Oh, I also can't steal her Enhancer. That's okay. Don't have enough damage on the next line to take care of that champion. Do I want to introduce the Primordium as a unit? I think not. Maybe I just accept the 4 damage from the Fallen Champion ascending. Actually, I can do 1 more damage to it if I use Blink instead. Okay, Vine Grasp gets it done. We get the Alloyed Construct down. We then have Primordium come out as a 55-43. Oh, this is so good. Then Awakening Thicket for the bottom line, just to keep the Shield Steward healthy, despite the fact that its 14 Valor is now keeping it very healthy, giving it 14 armor every single turn. This game's fun. Did you know that? I swear they should tell people about that. Yeah, like Construct, if you could attack at a quick speed, that'd be really helpful. Come on, Lucky Plank. Oh my god. Rubble Morsel, go backline. Shroud Morsel, more of them. Get him, Primordium. You're doing great work. Yeah, I was about to say, we're not even going to get to the next line. The truly busted line. A 230 by 2 with 175 health, attacking at quick speed. But no, Shattered Shell's just so busted that it doesn't even get visited. Thank you, Shattered Shell. Interesting. Channel Song. Draw a unit from your deck, add 20/20 and zero out its mana cost. Awoken Rail Spike and Old Growth. Piece of equipment gives Rejuvenate, gain 10 max health. And 10 max health. That'd actually be really good on Primordium as well, but we don't need to. I think Awoken Rail Spike makes a lot of sense. I always think that, to be fair, but I agree with it here as well. Morsel Maid, 2 Ember, 2 Size. Hunger, feed on units with Eaten. So Hunger is a unique trigger to the Morsel Maid. I don't know anything else that has it. Triggers when a friendly unit with Eaten is summoned. And then it gorges on it, gaining +4/+4. So you used to gain 2/2, which was way too slow for you to be a useful unit. Thorned Hollow, there we go. That could be our frontliner for the Shattered Shell. It should be our frontliner for the Shattered Shell. I don't have enough morsels in the deck to justify Morsel Maid. It's not consistent, my morsel generation. I'd have to spend the rest of my run making it consistent. God, I really want to click this. I'm trying so hard to justify it. I'm going to take Thorned Hollow and walk away, and I'm going to be sad about it. I'm going to stop grumbling when the day's new. And it's not even midday yet, so I got a lot of grumbling ahead of me. I think this is just going to be a 2-line run. I don't think I'm going to need a third. So I think I'm more likely to go for the Merchant of Trinket Celestial Alcove here. Especially having just gotten the Thorned Hollow. Deployment phase. Draw a room card from your deck. Reduce its cost to 0. Getting Awakening Thicket out early is nice. Not really game-changing, but certainly nice. Get it for more turns is now much more valuable than increasing the stats. Because I already can increase the stats ridiculously. Ooh, the Klepsydranium. Conjure 1 on Slay, Quilling Catcher, 100 gold each battle, which at this point does seem pretty relevant. Friendly units gain 12 additional damage. At the end of combat, deal 1 damage to friendly units. That 1 damage is very negligible. I don't really have damage shields. I don't... Yeah, that doesn't affect me. Give me Wallow's Bloodletter. It doesn't affect me negatively, to be clear. It affects me very positively. A Penitent Prailstone on each floor. Not so bad. Especially because the Shattered Shell has a Defender. And, 20 additional max health and restores 10 on Revenge, so I don't have to worry so much. Then Hallowed Construct, Primordium. That'll do it to it. Oh, this is an excellent opportunity here. Hacked morsels. I'll bring out... Well, I mean, I can't have any of them that would attack on this floor. So... Big ol' Shroud Mitosis. Ooh, I get to use one of the changes to Mind Collapse this patch. So I'll drop both restores, then I'm going to Mind Collapse my own morsel unit, because it was going to die anyway, attacking the Penitent. Giving me enough energy to Mind Collapse another enemy unit. Granted, that's not really especially efficient right now. But it could be at some point. There will be plays that call for that. Just not today. Restoration Detonation. Take down that front line for us. Now, my concern here is that I really do need to pull out Primordium at some point. And the earlier I do it, the better off I am. Like, it only needs to trigger once, realistically. That said, the longer I can leave it, the longer I will. Here I would have ended up taking some higher damage, though. That Collector just... Executioner, rather, would have just gotten too high. He might never come down. Divine Grasp for some setup. Nice, and see if I can blink someone down. We can. That's a little bit more fuel. Yeah, we're very much at the point where I should just stop interfering with the bottom line and just let it resolve. And we remain at that point. Getting more morsels into the alloyed construct on the second floor so that I can make sure that it always has good fuel stacks. Pretty important. Trigger feeding on friendly units with eating. Yeah, eating faster on that floor is also really important. It's not restoring retreat that was changed in that. I could have sworn you... Maybe you were previously changed to 3 cost, or I think something changed about you after you got changed for the Lost Arsenal. It's just clearly not evidenced here. Anyhow, Cycle of Life, 10 additional health, 8 spikes. I'm never really impressed with you. Although, to be fair, I have effects that approximate that quite easily in this deck. Restoring retreat for overstacking a floor. Focus growth is not going to matter at all very soon. Pyre of Entropy will eventually get to the point that I'm drawing 10 cards a turn. This is just doing nothing. Eh, screw it. Give me the Cycle of Life. I can find something to do with it, sure. Merchant of Steel, like, how many more changes do I really need in this deck? Like, there are good things. There are certainly things that would be good. Multistrike for the Shattered Shell, getting Titanite for Thorned Hollow, or Mini Stone Large Stone for Thorned Hollow, or Mini Stone Large Stone for the Alloyed Construct, or Multistrike for the... It's very... Look, okay, it's a subset of things, I guess. Titanite. The Awoken Trinkets being so bad makes me a little concerned about the Merchant of Trinkets line, though. I just don't think I'm going to want an Umbra unit. I gotta go. Dualism. Interesting. So dualism on Shattered Shell is actually kind of interesting because it doubles the amount of valor generated from Everlasting Light hits. Which is a lot. Dualism on Alloyed Construct is Kind of interesting, I guess, maybe? I will Smidgestone the Thorned Hollow. Hell, I will Dualism Shattered Shell. Let me go straight to the reroll so that I can see if I can find a Multistrike to put down. Plus 10 health and spikes 3. Honestly, Thorned Hollow, you get that. So the bottom line now has the ability for other constructs, you can take damage shields. I'm leaning towards removing a card from the deck. Let's get a Plink out here. Yeah, absolutely not. No new units. I ride with my day ones. Spell cards, 50% chance to discard instead of consume. I got like 1 that'll affect. Oh god, I've got 2 that'll affect. Let's go wing clippings, I guess. Probably more relevant. I dislike both of those relics quite a lot. Probably a lot more than I should. Especially in the context of some Underlegion decks. The Great Decay card for Underlegion recently, the one that just turns all of your cards in your deck to consume, that one certainly seems like it would up the value of having those. Feels like we've got a good absolute gauntlet set up for him. Well, nothing's really worth doing with the rest of this hand. Oh, hell yes. The Allied Construct already being capable of taking out the Ravenous Zealot gives me another turn of growth for the Primordium. It's exactly what I wanted to see. And the next line's getting cleared as well. Perfect. Just keep buying us more time. God, I don't even have to do it yet. Wait. Wait! I haven't noticed this the whole time. But the Primordium's Eaten ability triggers despite stasis. It cannot attack, cannot be damaged or targeted in any way, but it's growing by 20/20 each turn, and it's still donating that every turn. If I play face on this floor, it does nothing because it can't be targeted. Well. I think that's probably going to get changed. Oh, that's so cool. I need a Gorge. I need a Gorge with Permafrost just so I'm ready to play it at the right time. Yeah. Oh my god, the Allied Construct's so busted. Like, obviously, Furnistat would be busted as hell. I don't really need to play additional cards after a certain point. Don't need a second Awakening Thicket. Nor Invigorating Solution, so it just comes down to, do I need an adaptive mutation? Do I want an adaptive mutation? Can I handle an adaptive mutation? I certainly can, because the Valor stacks on a unit work similar to the Rage stacks on a unit, which is to say they give a temporary increase to the damage of that unit. So when you flip the damage and health of a unit, you take its temporarily increased damage and turn it into now its base health, and what was previously its base health becomes its base damage, and then the buff applies back on top again. So if you have 10 health and 10 damage and 50 Valor, that unit has 60 attack and 10 health. And then you swap it, and now it has 60 health and 60 attack. Because the 10 health becomes 10 attack and then still gets increased by the 50 Valor again. So it'd be a really good way to lock in stat gains on Shattered Shell. You might be wondering, just because I've never mentioned it before, but just in case the system is not especially familiar to you, the same thing does not work with armor, because armor does not keep increase your temporary health. It's just another additional health resource pool. I don't think I need another Merchant of Arms. I think I'm pretty well busted from the previous one, thank you. Let me upgrade some of my spells. -1 cost intrinsic. I mean, it really feels like you throw that on the Furnace Tap and go. I feel like I'm not going to regret having Holy Stone on the Woken Rail Spike. Especially in a world where, even if I reroll here and get negative consume, I don't have the -2 cost to add to it. Plus 10 magic power to a Mind Collapse by default. -1 cost Permafrost. I mean, Holdover Awoken Railspike is a really, really, really good card. Oh, right, but you have to consume remove it to be able to do that. I should probably think about Emberstone and Freestone as a package. Yeah, I will, actually. I'm going to go Emberstone, Freestone on the Adaptive Mutation, just to have it ready for the right turn. I'm going to go plus 20 Magic Power Consume on the other Mind Collapse. I've got too many cards in this deck to not upgrade. Especially for those extremely cheap upgrades there. Those Mind Collapses are going to be really, really valuable when I draw into them. Now I can use them to snipe an enemy unit and then also bounce my energy back up from 0. Which is especially important in the context where I'm going to have Ember Drain 4 on one of my units from the start turn. I'm probably going to take energy here again, to be honest. Especially since I got the Smidge Stone. Actually, even better to have the Sinner Salve in that kind of a world. Drop Furnace Tap. I want to add as much health as I possibly can for the bottom line. Do I even work on Rail Spike here? I think not. Cool, I got a target on the top line for Mind Collapse if I want to play spells here. I don't really need to. It'd just be a restore and then another Spear Suit on the top line. Actually, I do want to clear those units out of my deck though, so justifies that way. There we go, we get one full Ember this turn. I use a Restoration Detonation, then a Mind Collapse to kill the backliner. So now I've got 3 mana this turn. A beautiful, lovely, wonderfully normal amount of ammo. Effects. And yet again, the Mind Collapse. I don't need to save that top line at all. Okay, you're getting eaten at the end of the turn, so I can remove the shielding from you. Everyone on the bottom line's lost enough HP. Get those units eaten on top line, I guess. Woken Rail Spike just draws into 2 0-cost Vengeful Shards, and I guess I can restore the front line 2 more times. 79 spikes. That seems like a lot more. Oh yeah, I guess you get 4 per heal and you have 3. Yeah, okay. It sounds more reasonable now. Yeah, we can see here the adaptive mutation. We lose 22 damage, but we gain 100 HP on the Shattered Shell. Which, like, realistically, I may as well do that. Sure, it would be better later, but at this point now nothing will ever kill it, and it is killing everything, so it doesn't really matter. Get him. Well, it's interesting. Because that's, yeah, that is the Glutton's Maw. Cooldown of 1, destroy a friendly unit. Gain 15/15, triggers Gorge and Eaten. But, like, do I need that at all? If I strapped that and the Swift Steel Dagger together, and then played it on turn 1 on the Allied Constructs, even then, I'm still not able to target the Primordium while I'm leaving it in stasis, and it's getting more stats while it's in stasis, so what would I even be doing? Playing other units? Other one-size units on that floor to more? This is a great card, but we actually have a better solution than this card right now. I want this card played on turn 1 on Primordium, and then I'm eating something with Primordium every turn, and I'm giving all of those additional stats to the Allied Construct. But I'm bypassing all of that just by getting 20/20 every turn without doing it. I think it's just another Awoken Rail Spike. More draw through the deck. Especially with the additional energy we have. Don't need another Merchant of Arms. Double stack, you say? That's a lot of Ember Drain. I'll definitely say holdover Mind Collapse makes sense at this point, where I'm gonna need it. Anything that I absolutely want to play needs to be lowered in cost now. Don't really care about the plus 20 in consume in this context. Yeah, for a single Vine Grasp, actually, I'll do it. Now, here's the thing. I could. Like, I could absolutely just get a second Furnace Tap and play it on the Shattered Shell, and then I never get to play another card for the rest of the battle until I play Adaptive Mutation. That doesn't seem like the funnest way to play. But it is. But it is. I'm gonna let you know it did. That absolutely is. Stalwart Snack, a couple more turns. That midline, self-sufficient. That bottom line, self-sufficient. Do I need to be here? It's this deck plays itself. I think this deck is at risk of becoming less successful if I focus on doing anything with it. Get him. Sorry, yeah, get him is what I meant. Thank you. That's also so much Valor as well, because it's 5 times. Oh my god. I really do want the Thorned Hollow to get as healthy as possible, but like, this is probably my last chance to play the Awoken Rail Spike for any value. Sorry, I forgot. No value. No value found. Health for the bottom line. Life and lifesteal for the second. Perfect. Beautiful. Friend, that's a lot of damage you just did. At the start of every turn, I'm losing 14 Ember. Ooh, very scary. I'm gonna use this Mind Collapse to slay a Collector, giving me enough energy to play Swift Steel Dagger and an Awoken Rail Spike to draw the Awoken Rail Spike to only draw my 0-cost cards. As it turns out, seems to be the case. Yeah. Oh, no one's getting off the bottom floor. They're taking 1,000 damage at quick speed before they get off that bottom floor. Let's get some additional health on you. You know what? Why not? Let's get some damage on the bottom line. Perfect. We're all sorted. So now Adaptive Mutation and Shattered Shell, you are a... I mean, a Primordium with 147, 123, and then Alloyed Construct with ridiculous stats too, and then there's just Shattered Shell. Oh no, your damage isn't showing on this screen. Why? What, because it's all Valor? Bah humbug. I need to swap that back and forth and back and forth. If I did that a couple more times, just duping Adaptive Mutation would be a huge hit for us. I don't know if I'm going to win without it. They say, lying through their teeth. All of these cards are utterly irrelevant to my run. I'll take an Ember Cache. These are too, but I'm going to take a Bramble Lash just because in the world where I do get the cost reduced that enough. Oh, I didn't. I should have looked. Yeah, that's probably the highest priority removal from my deck at the moment. Get a Blink out of there, and let's get rid of the Bramble Lash. I'm literally never going to get to use because of the whole I don't ever have Ember after the first turn situation I put myself in. I don't need minion modification unless I can get more minion modification on the same minions. Mind Jacks? No one's going to get affected by Jackstrip because no one's moving up a floor. Mind Jacks gives me the ability to put more morsels into one guy. Sure. On equipment, on deployment phase, draw an equipment card from your deck. Reduce the cost to 0. Love that. First time friendly unit is healed each turn. Draw 1. Sounds good to me. Cut the Blink from the deck. And then Empyrean Well. I honestly think another copy of Adaptive Mutation would be really good. I also do think another copy of Furnace Tap is probably the funniest one. Furnace Tap is so ridiculous. As long as your deployment phase is good enough to get you to win the run. Some additional health for you. Some additional damage for one of you. I suspect that I don't have to worry about what's happening with the whole Seraph situation here, just on account of we're going to kill them before it becomes relevant. I'm not playing a Shield Steward there. You can't make me. Furnace Tap, Furnace Tap. Oh, 2 of those Furnace Taps got preserved. That's... Unfortunately, they have a cost associated to them, so unless I 0 cost them with a Woken Rail Spike, luckily, it's not going to get played. But I do theoretically have them. Gotta go for the morsels. Ooh, with this hand? Yeah, I will. Mind Collapse, then Ember Cache, and Awoken Rail Spike. 0 cost a couple more of the cards in the deck. Yeah, we're doing 1.4 thousand damage to Seraphiturnus this turn, and this is before Adaptive Mutations. Oh my god. Excavated Ember drawn on the same turn as the Furnace Tap, so we'll get you up to 9 Multistrike, the Shattered Shell, doing 210 damage right now. Just removing units. Keeping the deck a little cleaner. Oh my god, again? Really? Excavated Ember, and I'll play these other 2 Furnace Taps. There we go. That's 13 Multi-Strike. I think it's going okay. That's all we can do. I mean, I could Adaptive Mutation, but we will lose 100 damage at this point on the Shattered Shell. So 338 times 13. Well, roughly every 3 of those is 1,000 damage. So it's just about 4,300 damage. The most get him I ever got him. It's so lovely to have this in immediate contrast with the previous Primordium run where I was desperately trying to make something like this happen, but... it was waiting for a day like this. Also, it's going to be really nice here where the Shattered Shell always has targets to hit. Whereas previously it needed Seraph on the same floor to have someone. Go. The armor's starting to come up with Thorn Hollow, keeping him alive. And the enemies are fierce. Maybe I Adaptive Mutate my own Alloyed Construct to keep it alive. That hit, that hit, that hit, that... Okay, so what? We're dying by 10 damage at this point? Yeah, the easiest way to deal with that is going to be that flip-flop. I'm going to use this Mind Collapse so that I get to keep it on holdover. I think throwing Pyolite's probably a really good idea as well. Whatever turn I can afford to. I have so much health that I just let these Curses of Entropy to resolve. There's no need for me to be part of resolving those. I don't need to play... I'll play the Awoken Railspec, because it's not really going to make a difference. Sure, I'll take out my own unit so I can use 2 more restores. Oh, I really need targets for Mind Collapse. Hey, that looks like a target for Mind Collapse. I love that, because it allows me to play Pyolite. Yeah, top line not doing so crash hard there. I do think another Adaptive Mutation on midline helps a lot. Throw a Restoration Detonation down here. Mind Collapse brings us back to another Awoken Rail Spike. Oh, zero costing a Furnace Tap. Yes, thank you. Come on, more Furnace Tap. Ooh, Shroud Mitosis and Packed Morsels. Not bad. Thorned Hollow gaining 300 armor every turn. I do not think anyone is going to be killing you. I feel quite confident about that. Oh, sick, another Furnace Tap. I was looking for one of those. Oh my god, the adaptive mutations here again. It doesn't really big the stats of the Alloyed Construct as much. It was much better for the first 2 times of survivability's sake. Nice. It went to the discard pile again. It's coming back. Sayonara, Primordium. You did your job perfectly. Oh no. Oh, thank you. I was about to say I don't have anything in hand that allowed me to play the Furnace Tap. Now I do. May as well consume one. Wow, those hits don't even count as hits, I guess, when the enemy's already dead. Okay, I'm going to elect not to play Purge Light this turn, despite the fact that I could, because if I draw the... Wait, did it get consumed? Oh, that's the Eden pile. Oh, that mutation was consumed. Not even back in the draw pile. Never mind. Kill them all! Nice. That was a ridiculous, ridiculous run. The fact that our second floor was one of the most busted Umbra floors I've ever seen, and it still just wasn't reached. No one got that high in like the final 2-3 fights. It says a lot. Ooh, does it ever says a lot. I mean, honestly, sure. Look, the Furnace Taps were huge. But that wasn't entirely necessary. The bottom line, having that dualism as well as Everlasting Light, so it was taking care of both of its offense and defense scaling at the same time at quick speed with Multistrike, already meant that I didn't need 6 additional Multistrike to make that ridiculous. I did, however, have 6 additional Multistrike, and that's fun too. Jump back to the outpost and tell you that my name's been Rhapsody, and the game has been Multistrike 2. Top left is a series playlist for all my content of the game, past, present, and future. New series starting on this channel very soon. Ethermancer, keep an eye out for it. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves. A special thanks this episode to, I've lost my placing in the list. I'm pretty sure it's Nick Starfield next. Hopefully you'll have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.